If you're buying a condo, you need to listen up. So condo financing in our world, the mortgage world, is a lot different than buying what they call SFR or townhome, single family residence. And it's different because, so you have to go through a lot more process, right? So when you're buying a condo, the rates are going to be a little bit higher, probably about a quarter point higher because you don't hold the value as much and you're using shared land. So technically when someone buys a condo, you're buying just that really inside unit, right? The walls, the land, the building, it's owned by somebody else. So when you buy a single family residence, you own the dwelling, you own the land, you own the parcel. You have a little bit of a gap, you have a driveway. That's your piece of land, right? Condo is different. You don't own the land, you don't own the building. You just own that kind of individual unit area. You don't own the walls, right? So it's a more riskier loan. So the rates are a little bit higher. It's harder to qualify. So you have to go through a different process. So your lender has to order what they call a condo questionnaire or a condo search. So they go to the HOA company and say, listen, there's a bunch of questions they have to answer. And if they don't answer them correctly, or they don't meet what they call the warrantable condo, which means that Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac is going to insure, then you get in trouble. They have too many, what they call investor penetration, which is too many investors or too many rental units in there. You can't do it. Is there reserves for the HOA not high enough, meaning that the HOA doesn't have enough money in there? You can't do it. Does one entity own more than 10 or 20%? So if you have a big investor that has owns 20 or 30 units or 50 units, if that's more than a certain percentage of the total units, can't do it. So there's a lot of factors in there that you have to get that questionnaire, make sure it's correct. The big one you got to be careful of, the one's almost always going to kill your deal on a condo, is construction default litigation. So is it under current litigation, which 9 times out of 10, if you have a condo development you're buying unit 1002 and there's 1,500 units, probably one of the units there's some kind of litigation going on. Now again, it goes into what kind of litigation. Did neighbor in 1020, did their cat piss on the neighbors on 1030 and now they're pissed off because they didn't pay the $30 fee, so they're suing them? That happens all the time. That's not a big deal. The one you got to be careful of, again, is a construction default litigation. That one is like, hey, there's a crack in the slab, the building's leaning, there's been a lawsuit against the builder, and they might have to redo some of that building or the construction or the structural integrity of one of the buildings or whatever. Even if it's a building not even close to yours, they won't do the loan because who knows what's going to happen. They might have to tear down the whole unit. They might have to tear down the building. It might be a huge thing. So if there's construction default litigation, careful of that. And the only one who's going to find out is your lender. So again, when you're doing condo financing, it's a whole different beast. Government FHA loans, way different. They got to be on an approved list. FHA has a list, same with VA. FHA has a list of approved condo developments in your city, in your county. If it's not on there, there's a little bit ways around. It's called spot unit approval, where you can get the one unit approved. It's a pain in the ass if you don't know what you're doing and you don't have a lender that knows how to get all that information and all the documents to the HOA to get it approved and to HUD to get it approved. You're going to be in trouble.